It's Tuesday, May 9th. This is News 8 Now. I'm Charles Hartz. Investigators have released the name of the man killed in a motorcycle crash over the weekend. The Rock Island coroner says 33-year-old Brian Deal of Milan died when he slammed head-on into an oncoming car. The crash happened on Knoxville Road, not far from the Knoxville Tap on the southeast side of Milan. The Rock Island County Sheriff's Department and the Illinois State Police are still investigating the crash. Student athletes from both Iowa and Iowa State are now being investigated for wagering on games. According to the NCAA, no athletes, coach, or athletic staff member is allowed to participate in any gambling activity. Both universities announcing an ongoing investigation related to allegations of online sports gambling by a total of 41 student athletes and one full-time employee at the University of Iowa. We continue to watch the Mississippi River levels drop. The receding river is prompting Davenport to start removing the HESCO barriers. Davenport's visitor center is expected to reopen Wednesday. Other riverfront locations like the Freight House and Farmers Market close behind. But the bacteria is still the main concern with floodwaters. The city urging people to stay out of water near the remaining barriers, and we're learning the cost of flood prevention measures was around $200,000.
Our finance department does have I would call like a natural disaster fund. So we use our normal operations funds. So for a very low volume of flood where we wouldn't necessarily have to set up our temporary flood measures, for those types of floods, that's really just primarily out of our operations budget. But when we do get to a major flood stage like this, we do use from our disaster fund.
After 2 weeks of away games, the Quad City River Bandits are back in action at home tonight. It'll be their first home game with Modern Woodmen Park surrounded by floodwaters. The Mississippi River peaked at 21.5 feet last week, meaning fans wouldn't have been able to get into the ballpark. And now the river is beginning to recede, and the ballpark is ready for the team to return home to play the Cedar Rapids Colonels tonight. Team owner Dave Heller says they haven't had to miss a single home game yet.
The schedule could not have worked out any better for us. We were on the road, scheduled to be on the road for the past 2 weeks. It's our only 2-week road trip of the entire year, and it happened right in the middle of flooding. In fact, the flood crested right smack in the middle of those 2 road trips.
Half of the parking lot is still underwater, but fans can park for free in the limited but available spots. They can also park downtown. Game time is at 6:30. And that's all the time we have for News 8 Now. Be sure to stay connected online when you aren't in front of the TV. WQAD.com. Our News 8 app for Apple, Android, Roku, and Fire TV are available anytime.